14 days.
Yo, do you know when Reagan came in after Carter, right?
Yeah.
So when Carter had installed solar panels, and Reagan came in and had them removed because fuck you, solar power. That's the level. That's a level of dickery right there. Like that's just like a blatant fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Reagan was the first Trump, though. He was version 1.0.
He was absolutely.
Yeah.
It was that fucker.
At the time he ran.
It was Nixon was the first one.
No, he was like a total politician. Reagan was the outsider. He was like the actor.
Reagan was an actor, and like everybody was like, "What the fuck? Fucking movie actor? Get the fuck out of here!
Like, how dare him?"
Yeah, and then he won.
I heard that Reagan's wife actually had a lot of control on that presidency. She made a lot of the decisions.
She has a lot of pull.
That's common with a lot of them. Yeah.
That's same with
this is gonna be
Roosevelt, right?
For sure. Yeah, but you know what? This is gonna be the first lady in history that men all over the country will be jerking off to.
Nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't want to hang out with her. Absolutely.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hang out with her.
I think I might have got her in her younger days.
Off to her.
I might have got her in her younger days.
I've jacked off to her like 5 minutes ago.
So, yeah. See, but you're a milfy dude.
You think she's milfy?
Yeah, bro. That's how much you're into it.
Yeah.
That you're just like trying to make her 21.
How old is she?
I don't know. He's 70. So.
Where is she from?
Which president are we talking about?
Trump.
Yeah. How old
Trump is 70.
Yeah.
He's the oldest president ever elected.
What?
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Wow.
People are like literally like they've completely forgot that fact.
Yeah, no, he's just a little lower down, just a little tiny bit. Yeah, people have completely forgot that because he's so immature. Like it feels like he's got to be younger.
7.
Yeah, he's not like your grandpa.
Yeah.
All right, let's start the show.
All right. Well, don't flush the toilet.
One down to the gents and the crappy awesome podcast.
Welcome to another. Oh God, what is the sort of adjective? Presidential episode of the crappy. It's not very presidential.
No, country changing.
Welcome to another near apocalyptic episode of the Crappy Awesome Podcast. We're your host, the Diego Brown Project. I am Mr. Arash, even though nobody calls me Mr. And with me is KILLcRey, even though we'll just call him Chris.
Hey, yeah.
You know, I just noticed right now, Tram was saying earlier, were you talking about me when you said got the radio thing? The radio voice?
You got the voice made for radio.
Dope.
And the face.
And the face. And the face. We're, of course, brought to you by Platform Collection. Make sure you go over to platformcollection.com and check out all the other content that's on there. There's all kinds of music videos and essays and interviews and news about the independent hip-hop scene. News. And while you're there, check out our sibling podcasts. There is Culture Sessions, hosted by Melathion Archive and produced by Spock Beats. The 2Mex Hologram Podcast, of course, having made its triumphant return quite some time ago at this point.
Yes. Yeah, he's just here now.
Yeah, he's just here now.
2Mex.
It's almost like he never left.
With his pimp walk. Built in.
Oh, shit. These will never get old.
No.
And of course, gotta make sure to let you know about 2Mex Hologram Radio.
Yeah.
That's on late night, early morning, Saturday night, Sunday mornings on K-Day. But if you don't catch it on K-Day, of course, you catch it on platformcollection.com.
Yeah.
Friday after.
Our 2Mex's Stitcher, TuneIn, all that stuff. All the Platform Collection online players.
2Mex is building an audio empire.
He's killing
at
it.
Platform Collection.
The downloads are ridiculous. Thank you for supporting.
Thank you. And of course, Proof of Life Radio, hosted by KILLcRey and Kali.
Yeah.
Life on the Road with 60 East.
Yeah.
Did I just yell too loud?
You did.
You just,
like you're excited.
Life on the Road. It will one's broadcast podcast. Someday. Really though? With Cookbook.
Yeah.
Orchestrated with Noah James and Lisa J. Status Escalate with Kali.
Wait, did we think of that Noah thing yet? Is there like
fucking podcasts are on this list?
Sound of a killer whale. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I like it.
What are we doing for status escalate with Cully?
Nothing yet.
All
He's
right.
got to earn that.
the
You can't just have a show. You can't just drop a new show and be the rookie show and be
expect
like,
a sound effect.
yeah, you don't get no sound effect.
God damn it.
Status escalate.
You get your name shouted out twice in the intro. That's impressive enough.
That's pretty good.
The Ghetto Blaster podcast.
Yeah.
With Ricochet and Jen Johnson.
Yeah.
And of course, well, what's going on with the Battle World podcast?
We're not.
Okay.
Let's just move on.
All right. Okay. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Platform Collection. That is one word, all spelled out. And on Twitter at Platform Collect.
No shun.
With no shun. There's no shun at the end of collect because Twitter.
And guess what? We're going to have a Instagram takeover.
What?
Yeah.
What
We
does
got
that mean?
3 scheduled.
Are we getting taken over?
We're getting taken over.
By who?
By some of their favorite artists. That's all I can say at this point.
Okay.
3 of their favorite artists are going to be taking over the Instagram.
Like the most
platform.
cryptic intro in the history of podcasts.
We love cliffhangers.
Yeah.
That's what we're about.
We're going to give you a bunch of
almost information.
Almost information. Let's give you guys a bunch of updates, but can't tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
Make sure to support the Tor project. They're an open source privacy platform. I've been using the Tor browser, actually. It's a really great way to make sure that, with the New World Order that's about to be taken over with Trump taking office.
Very well played.
Every move that you'll be making online is going to be tracked so that they can come and arrest you and throw you in jail.
Get yourself a Tor browser. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because if you are listening to this show, you're probably a revolutionary or a nerd.
Or a criminal.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like in jail. They get,
Yeah.
We're
Shout
big in
out.
jails, I guess.
Shout out to Chewy.
Yeah.
So anyway, support them. And of course, Burner Podcast, not connected to Platform Collection directly, but hosted by yours truly. That's over at Platform
we haven't done a
Collection.
corporate buyout yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been negotiating hard, too. Not giving it up that easily, though.
We're going to get it.
Not signing a record contract.
We always get it.
That's over at burnerpodcast.com. It's about the Burning Man community. Check that out. Tell them about Stitcher and iTunes and all that.
Yeah, if you're listening to this on Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spreaker, go over to crappyawesome.com. You can hear every episode all the way back to episode 65-ish.
I think it's like 67, by the way, I checked.
You did?
Yeah, it's like a weird, odd number.
Give that shit up, bro.
One day I finally went to the website.
We've literally been giving you bad information for 5 years, maybe.
We just high-fived. You couldn't see that.
We put it on the to-do list.
High-fiving?
That's what we do, right?
Oh, yeah.
This stuff. Like when we tell you we're going to do stuff, it's not like we're going to do it tomorrow.
Because I was looking up an older episode that I wanted to share with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I've shared multiple times?
No.
Because I have a lot of friends that do LSD. The Save Yourself episode.
Yeah.
That is just glorious.
That is one of my favorite episodes
One
ever.
of the best LSD stories I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
What is your favorite episode, by the way?
That we've ever done?
Tell people to go check out your favorite episode this week.
That's really hard. That's really
Just
hard.
because they're all your friends?
No, because like there's different ones have taught me different things.
Okay, but you had to
the Far Side one was pretty fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that experience.
That was the infamous Smoking Bananas episode.
I was talking about that to somebody earlier today.
That it works?
Yeah. Because I almost got a gig to be flown to the southern end of Mexico to shoot these organic banana farms. I don't know what you're laughing at.
I'm just saying.
It's an actual thing that's happening.
What a job.
But
what do you do? I shoot
some
bananas.
Mexican photographer outbid me.
What?
Yeah.
Those fucking Mexicans.
Seriously. Taking our jobs.
Taking our germs.
Taking our germs. Just build a wall. I hope we can elect somebody who can make that happen.
Too soon, man.
Too soon.
Too soon.
It's the perfect time.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for supporting the shows. Keep rating and checking us out. You can follow everything at Mr. Arash or KILLcRey if you guys have requests, complaints, love letters. You get love letters occasionally.
I don't know.
It's that radio face.
It's
because it's like opening a present on Christmas.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what they're going to get.
Well,
they might like it.
A lot of
probably
times,
not.
You get a lot of people that approach you, as do I, about like getting advice on how to start their own podcast.
Yeah.
People, and 98.7% of the time, people don't do anything about it. They just ask a bunch of questions.
But they realize it's too hard.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this will work. One of the main things that I explain to people is that this will not get you girls. In fact, it might even lose you some.
the first 2 years were tough.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of good friends.
Yeah. I literally had a girl I was dating tell me that this is a side of me she'd never heard before. And,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Those were tough times. Anyways, today we have a cool guest on.
Cool is a strong word.
Let me see. Some people may be familiar with him just as a DJ, Tramlife. You probably have seen him on Cypher Effect, local concerts, worldwide concerts, universal status concerts.
Tramlife.
Oh, I like that.
Tramlife.
Anyways, DJ Tramlife is in the house.
Tramlife.
He also we had one of his creative partners on the show, D-Dove, who's also in the house too. By the way, to be completely transparent, D-Dove and Rick Scales from the Fresh State are in the house as well.
I'm actually a little concerned about where Rick Scales is sitting.
Yeah, that's ballsy. It's ballsy.
He's sitting on a ladder.
Okay.
He's ready to die.
He's ready to die.
He's ready to die.
You just like Biggie. You saw what happened to him.
Man, juicy.
Yeah.
It was all a dream, Rick.
It was all a dream. All right, Tram,
would you like to talk
man?
now, or are you still going to, do whatever it is? Are you rolling a spliff? We can't hear you. You're not holding the mic.
He speaks with his hands, man.
God.
He speaks with his hands.
He's rolling a spliff.
Turn it on, Dove.
He's rolling a spliff in celebration of the fact that weed is now legal in California.
Okay.
We're here. We made it.
Yeah.
What's up? What's this called? The Crappy Awesome podcast?
You should just speak like chicka chicka chicka.
Yeah. Tramlife. This is just be like, let's just do that drop every once in a while.
Don't be nervous, Tram. It's only the longest running hip hop podcast on the West Coast.
What's up? DJ Tramlife, a.k.a. Trammy Davis Jr., a.k.a.
Tramlife, San Diego.
Ooh, that Tramadol. That Tramathin. That Tramuel L. Jackson. That Tramela Anderson.
Next, call 619.
That Leche Lech. That Mr. 64. Easy.
What does Leche Lech mean? I've always wanted to ask you.
Milky
I
milk?
see you hashtag that. What is that? Is that just because is that connected to your pigment?
No, my ex-girlfriend gave me that name.
Yeah.
Okay. Dove, can you hold the mic for him?
Yeah, that's what would. Jesus Christ.
He hasn't figured out that part yet.
These people are just train wrecks.
He also doesn't
You gotta turn the mic on.
He also doesn't know that we don't edit.
Turning it off.
Good God.
I don't want you to okay. Leche Lech. Oh, is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. So my ex-girlfriend gave me that name.
Because you...
She was like, I was like, I'm going to change my name, Tram. I'm going to change it. And she was like, what are we going to change it to? And I was like, I don't know. So then me, her, and AC Alone were going through different ideas for different DJ names.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, what do you think of, what's a word that you think of when you think of yourself, And I was like, I don't know. And then she goes, you're a lush. No. I said, I'm a lush. And then she goes,
That's
yeah,
true.
you're a lush. And then she goes, nah, but lush is too easy. So then she was like, lush, lash, lech. What's a lech? And then we looked it up in the dictionary and it was a sexual deviant or a pervert or And then AC Alone, oh, the cigarette fell apart, dude. Can you do this for what the fuck? It's not happening. It's not working.
Arash, can I sidebar?
Yeah. I don't know I don't understand what's going on over here.
When I would go to TJ sometimes, back when I was younger, occasionally you meet a girl down there or something, and you might have
a professional.
You might have sexual relations.
Okay.
I'm an adult. I can do that.
Sure. Yeah.
I can do those things.
Yeah.
And one of the phrases that we heard many times when you would meet a young lady down there and have relations they'd say "Dame la leche."
Give me the milk.
Right. Which, to me, that's why I was asking, because you say your name's Leche Lech.
Yeah.
And then you said your ex-girlfriend gave it to you. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was full on like that. She was like, oh, yeah, you're a lech for sure, And then like, okay, we'll call you the lech. And then AC Alone was like, oh, lick a shot, lick a lech, like a hot swan style. And then she was like, nah, you can't say lick a lech.
That's
and
dirty.
Like, nah, it's too graphic. And then it was like, oh, leche because it's milky or creamy or whatever, the donut leche.
Yeah.
Leche,
What's your nationality?
Mulatto.
Mulatto?
Yeah.
What's
what was your dad?
Black.
He was black.
Yeah.
Well, what did your dad do?
White chicks.
Obviously. Yeah.
Well played.
And then bam, lech. Nah, he was like born in Boston and lived in New York, but then they came over here because his dad got stationed over here in the Navy, and then...
Are your parents still together?
Fuck no.
No. For how long haven't they been together?
For a long time. For like
since you were elementary
like
age?
a little kid, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Long time.
You're the oldest?
Like in the thick of the 90s. Like right when it was like, oh yeah, all the divorce lawyers were like, yo, it's like a whole fucking, you know.
There was all these rap songs about not having a dad.
Yeah.
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 No, it wasn't like,
it with rappers
like
and no
that.
dads?
It was more like, you know, some fucking sitcom on TV was like, oh yeah, everybody gets divorced, and then everybody was like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's get divorced.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so who was your dad creative?
Nah,
Not that you know of?
actually, they just like fed me full of like, you know, like music that they grew up on.
Yeah.
They fed me like slammed it down my throat, and then that's how I got freaked out on stuff like that. Is because they were like James Brown, you know, Motown, and like all that type of stuff. They weren't really creative, or they would like make music.
I think you switched off.
They were in the. Hello.
No, he's on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My bad. Major Tom, ground control. No, I'm just kidding. But they weren't like I am.
Huh.
Not even close.
Yeah.
But you have a younger brother.
I have 2 younger brothers.
And they're both creative, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to your boy.
Oh, so you got them in it. You got them into it.
Oh, yeah, man. It was like, you know, when we were little fucking kids, I'd be like, set up the video camera and be like, all right, you know, I'm going to be fucking Bobby Brown. You're going to be my backup dancer. Or I'm going to be a DJ, and you're going to be the person that, like, you know, whatever, like, hosts the DJ show.
Yeah.
We're going to put on this thing. My youngest brother, Hunter, he does podcasts now. You know what I mean? And Jordan has his own recording studio where he records people and he raps and, you know, all that type of shit. And Skinny Vinny's rapping and, like,
that's dope.
Coming up with all that type of stuff. So
since your parents fed you all that creative stuff, did they get, like, when you started, like, I mean, was this something they wanted for you? Like, were they like, yo, it'd be dope to be a DJ?
Nah, definitely Pops was like, this is some bullshit, homie.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta do what the fucking white man tells you to do. You know what I mean? And all that shit. And I was like, but my mom, this is the thing. My mom was always the type of person that was like, look, I wasn't going to get to, she was going to do her thing and follow her dreams was to be a teacher for deaf kids. She was going to go to college and learn sign language. And then she wanted to be a teacher for deaf or hearing impaired children. And that was her dream, to be that. Like,
yeah.
But then, you know, she accidentally got pregnant with your boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she had to, like, quit the dream and, like, get the job and get the money to do whatever she could do to, like, raise me or whatever. And then, like, when I was growing up, she was always like, man, just follow your dream. Fuck that shit. I don't want you to have to do that shit. I don't want you to have to, like, do what I did. Just do whatever fucking your passion is. Just chase that passion. So my dad was like, yeah, this is some bullshit, man. He's supposed to, no. My mom was like, oh, fuck this fool. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
So wait, was that part of, like, their issues?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? I don't know that.
You don't know did your mom resent that your dad?
No,
like,
I think that they were just like, yo, we accidentally got pregnant and this guy's about to be a fucking genius, so, you know.
Wait, how old were they?
Are you going to be down or
You
not?
have young parents?
Yeah, they're young.
Okay.
They're super young.
So they had you pretty much in the prime of their life.
Right. That's why she had to give up on her dreams. That's why she was like, just chase your passions and then do your thing. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do that. And then I dragged all my little brothers with me and stuff.
Huh.
You said earlier that your dad said you got to do what the white man do. What does that mean?
Yeah, he was on some like you know, like realizing your identity or whatever has to do with like this formula that someone told him was the formula.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fall in line.
And
So
then
you
Mom
should've-
Dukes was like, fuck that shit. You could be like a agnostic monk and like a ledge and a DJ or do whatever you want.
Wait,
Who
did
cares?
you know, was DJing the first thing? Like, was
No,
that?
I can like play music and stuff. That was the first thing, like entertainment, like
Yeah,
live-
just
live
entertainment
music.
overall.
Mhm.
And then how did it kind of, did DJ just come naturally because of your knowledge of music?
Yeah, I guess so. It was like instead of being able to play one instrument, I could play all the instruments at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you already had like a history of music.
Yeah. You know,
Huh.
theory and stuff.
So if you had to say like your favorite type of music just to vibe to, if you only could pick one, what would it be for you?
It changes. It changes definitely every probably
Season.
or 6 months. It changes for sure. Every year, it definitely. I'm always on. So I found this, or I'm re-inviting this back into my psyche, or whatever. But you know,
What about
I like
what's
it, I like
currently
it when,
right now?
I like it when drums like on the cymbal were like on the hi hat like, and then the snare is like.
Yeah.
I'm into that right now. I'm into the chukka right now for the cumbia. Where it's like chukka. I'm into that. I'm into like the CBE melody right now is kind of weird because it's like flat and then it goes high. It's all kinds of different stuff. It just depends. And like I'm intrigued by the mumble rap, and you know, sometimes it's because I've listened to so much lyricism for like 2 decades. It's
Right.
filling my brain with so much lyricism that I kind of like the dumbed down style. I wanted to make this mixtape with my little brother. He would clown on me all the time because I'd be like, let's make this playground rap mixtape or this preschool rap or like this playground hip hop where it's like super simple and super dumbed down and so easy.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, this is like, hell no, that'll never work. And then here we are in 2016 where it's like all preschool style. It's like, it's just like when you like work out at the gym on one thing so much, you're like, dude, I want to try to do some dumbbells instead of hitting the bar every day. Like, you know what I mean?
Where does your taste align with like the DJs around you?
Whenever I DJ, I'm trying to freak out the other DJ in the room.
Yeah.
If there's no other DJ in the room, I'll play the audience, absolutely. But if there's a DJ in the room, I'll figure out a way to do what I'm supposed to do with the audience and freak out that DJ to the point to where he's like, oh, what the fuck is this kid trying to do right now? Like, oh, that's... I couldn't pull that off. Or he's trying to pull that off. It's not working, but it's working with the audience, and he's looking at me and he's smiling and he's drunk as shit. He's probably on something, and you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to like make them be like, what the fuck is DJing? This guy is doing it like this. I don't do it like that.
Yeah.
It's like always, I think when I first got started is because I like to party, and I noticed that if you're the DJ, you can party for free, and everybody wants you to be at the party, and everybody wants to give you all the free stuff at the party.
Yeah.
That was the first like introduction into DJing. Really, I could play instruments and I could do that, but they were like, if you want to, you know, the easiest way to party is to be a DJ.
Yeah. But I mean, that's real shit.
Yeah.
I mean, but growing up, were you like at what point in your life, like, were you high school age or like what age?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you consider yourself like a good kid?
No.
Like, were you getting in trouble a lot?
Yeah.
So was it like lack of like interest, or were you just kind of mischievous?
Nah, it just goes back to that falling in line type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's just someone else's idea of it. And then I grew up in a group of kids that were like, well, this is our idea and this is how we are. This is how we do it. And there was other kids that would, you know, do what they're supposed to do or be good kids, whatever you want to call it. We were the type of kids where it's like, oh, well, where we're from and you can be like this, you can still be a good kid. You just wild as shit.
We're just doing what the fuck we want to do.
Right.
How old were you when you actually started messing around with the decks?
I don't know, maybe like, how old are you when you're like a freshman or a sophomore in high school?
15, 16.
Yeah, like 15.
Maybe for like 14, 15.
Yeah. So did you like actively go out and actually purchase, or did it somehow just fall in your lap?
No, my cousins all DJ too.
Oh, okay.
My big brothers and my cousins all DJ too.
There was a legacy already happening.
Yeah, all my cousins and brothers, everybody plays music. Everybody does it.
So for you, okay. So the pieces are falling in place.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like, so the transition into DJing was always kind of an option there, right? Because you had knowledge of music, you had people who were already DJing, you liked to party. So if you just use your resources that were right in front of you, DJ is the perfect thing to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the grenade that scientists created.
Yeah.
Like all that. all those happenstances or opportunities created. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but now when you approach DJing, because you're, you're one of the more active DJs on the West Coast.
I don't know.
For sure.
That. I don't know about
Well, how many times a day? How many times a week do you work? On a good week, what are you working?
It varies. Like, it depends on.
For you to end up at the end of the week and go like, "Damn, that was a good week." How many times are you working?
Every day.
Every day, right? And that's happened.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so on average, you're probably in the higher level of DJs that are working on the West Coast. And how do I know that? Because we've had some big DJs on the show, and they don't work that much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the reality is that you are doing that. Is your mic on, by the way? Did you switch it off?
Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay, so, but you're also like, dude, you're very much an artist. So, does it conflict? Do you feel like it conflicts? Because there's parts of you that like the art out.
I would have to say that there are DJs that work more than me.
For sure.
Those DJs don't party the way I party. They just work more than I work. I might have some weeks where I work as much as they work, but I party too much, for sure.
Wait,
But it's kind of part of the job.
Is there times
I still feel better?
Well, it's part of networking, though. I mean, I imagine like after you're done DJing,
Whenever I hang out with somebody and I don't party, they're like, "This is awkward."
No. Yeah. So like what? At what hour or what day of the week would you be partying instead of DJing? Like, how would that be possibly getting in the way?
Man, yeah. If you want to be honest, I haven't been home before noon for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's dedication.
But I mean, there's a monetary side to this, right? Because I mean, at this point, this is what you do. So, do you find like, okay, damn, do I have to cut like partying down, or should I be doing something more with this thing? Because at this point, your network is so huge, right? And translating that network or monetizing that network somehow is always an option. Is that something that you think about?
Nah, I mean, yeah, of course, you have to survive, so you think about that. But, one of my, some people would say fault, some people would say it's not my fault, but I don't think about money like that. I piss it away so bad. It's like a bad habit. It's like, but some people would be like, that's cool that you don't fucking care about money.
Yeah.
But it's kind of stupid too, because you needed to.
Well, how do you feel about it?
I don't give a shit about money.
You don't give a shit about money.
It's kind of like everything else to me. Like all the things that I could intake, it's just one of the other things that I can intake and then like blow back out. Or whatever,
Yeah.
But
it's like a means to get whatever it is.
But maybe that's part of the brand. I don't know. We're going to find out. We have people. They're trying to figure it out. We haven't got the news back yet, but that might be part of the brand.
Just blowing money. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know how you sell that.
If you let somebody see, this is what I always tell my friends.
Retirement plan.
DJ retirement plan.
If you let something that somebody else created control you, that's kind of like when it stops being cool.
Yeah.
Like if you want it to always be cool, you can't let something that somebody else created control. And that's one thing that money is. You don't actually, I mean, you could be like that guy on Into the Wild and just grab a fucking backpack and not fuck with it. Yeah. You could.
And then die.
Yeah, or whatever, eat the wrong berries. Or you could not eat berries. You could just you could be a troubadour and you could just travel the world and be like, look, I'm not asking for any money. I'm just going to do this. And if everybody thinks it's cool, then slide me a fucking burrito and some water and then I'll go to the next city and do it. You could do that. I just do that in San Diego, I guess.
Yeah. Like within a safe perimeter. So if you do end up passed out on the street, the odds are somebody will recognize and be like, hey,
go get me.
Let's let.
I seriously get out of the way, you fucking bum. Oh, what's Tramlife?
I was like on my way back from a show in Temecula and ran out of gas on the freeway. And I was like, Dove, come pick me up. And she comes and she's like, there's fucking like hundreds of dollars in your pocket and you ran out of gas on the freeway and I'm picking you up. What the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. Come on. I got it's because it's got like gas and money and all that shit's like it gave me a reason to hang out with my best friend.
Dude, okay, so inevitable question. You're currently single. Right?
I had a conversation about this earlier. That's
sources say.
Sources say you're currently single.
Okay.
Possibly. Does this lifestyle actually lend itself to a relationship?
Yeah, everybody's like, I don't want to date a DJ. Everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody.
So do you care about that? Because here's the thing, dude. For transparency's sake, right?
Yeah.
We've known Tram for a few years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. From what I've seen, my observation is I think Tram likes the ladies.
Uh-huh.
I also think that Tram might be a hopeless romantic deep down inside.
Huh.
And so I wonder if that's the case, then the turmoil is that your lifestyle doesn't lend itself to being a hopeless romantic.
It's super sick, right? It's like you torture yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You keep wanting to meet somebody and have that special something, but
Yeah.
then the instant you get it, there's 5 other ones, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
No,
Or there's this
Friday
huge
night.
party. Or there's this huge party.
It's
Or
Friday night, I'm going to roll out. I mean, I could be projecting, but this is the experience.
Not like that. Not like that.
Like, how is it then? That's
Rick Scale says that's exactly.
Dove and Rick are cracking up over here. They're like,
It's more like-
called it.
it's
Like, I
more
know
like-
you want it to, like, oh, it's
No,
beautiful.
it's
I
like-
want to connect with you. I want to look with you deep in the eyes and
Yeah.
everything. But then, like, as soon as you do, you're like, but it's
It's not
Friday night.
because there's so many. That's not it, though.
No.
I don't know, but it's
we're
Friday
saying
night.
there's so many
Not
distractions.
that there is a whole bunch to begin with.
No, but there's but distractions in a real way, like in anything.
Right?
It's
Right.
like, am I single because I party too hard, or do I party too hard because I'm single? That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's like you meet one that's super fucking dope, and she's like, "There's no way
Yeah.
this is gonna work. You're
Yeah.
too fucking crazy."
Yeah.
That's
But that's what I'm saying. At this
then
point
you're
in your
"Oh my
life,
God, my life's a romantic comedy.
Let me
at
ask
this
you,
point in your life, though, are you willing to go like, well, no, I'll slow it down.
I don't think it's something you can control or make a choice on like that. You know?
Pretty sure most cars have brakes.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Is it?
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Let me ask something. Does it sound incredibly terrifying to go out and have an absolute confident idea of how the night's going to end? Like, you're going to go home to somebody. Does that sound absolutely horrible?
Yeah. Are you like,
Not
no,
at
man,
all.
I just
What
want
are
to
you
ride the
talking
wave,
about? No,
man.
that's not what it is. No, you're not hearing me. You always want there to be that fucking crazy ass psycho that's gonna be like,
So you want somebody to
I'm waiting
be...
for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just gotta.
You want her to be on the ride with you.
I don't know where she might be, like in another country. I don't know where she's at. She's just,
Right.
her crazy ass is probably in
Right.
Jamaica or something. I just.
But
have to,
she's yours and
yeah,
you're
but
hers.
Everybody
Right.
wants that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like something where I'm like, oh, I'm a DJ. I gotta do me, la la.
I don't know.
One.
I don't know if
That's
everybody
not-
wants that.
Yeah.
Oh, you want one? Everybody
Look.
wants one.
I don't
Do
know.
you guys know? You guys know who Mark Maron is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so he's a comedian. And he's got like one of the bigger podcasts
It's
in the
one
world.
of the top 20 podcasts in the world.
Yeah. Okay. So
Fucking Obama was on Mark Maron.
yeah, he was a he is a current comedian.
Yeah.
But anyways, he came up with who's the fucking comedian that used to go hey like fucking screaming shit, and he wore fat dude.
Kingston, Kenny, Kingston, something like that. Kenny,
No.
Kings. God,
He was like a preacher at one time, and then he fucking
Yeah. I know. He's
fat dude.
Yeah. And he overdosed, right?
That guy. Dove, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, that's horrible that we don't know this.
Yeah, we all know who it is.
No, it's not Bobcat, dude.
No.
It's
No.
way harder.
It's some
way
sort, there's a K in there, like Kingston. Something
Anyways,
like that.
okay.
Anyway, whatever.
Anyways, this dude, he was a fucking notorious. He was you.
Oh, shit.
He partied. I mean, he was constantly partying, super creative.
Mm.
A lot of people called him a genius, but he was constantly on, always on. Everything was on. He was like, he liked to ride the wave, right? And Mark Maron was kind of like his lackey for better, lack of better description. And Mark Maron invites a friend that he knew like back in his old days.
Yeah.
To come out. She comes out, visits him, and he said like one night they're like fucking partying. He's like, yo, he's like, we're in one of those, Coke induced, Molly induced fucking just nights of like, our life is the best, and this is fucking, I wish this could last forever, blah 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 blah. And he was like, I can't believe anybody would want to live anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right. And so the girl goes home and writes him a letter, and she's like, I don't think you know that nobody else wants to live. You know what I mean? Like when you're in that moment, like, you know what I mean? When that is your life, Like you kind of like, this is it. But from the outside looking in, people are like, whoa, dude, this is what I'm thinking. This motherfucker hasn't slept for how long? And he's fucking, I'm like, dude, no naps. Like, what? You don't, what? You can't have like a chick? Cause like, what? No, that's, that shit sounds crazy. And I already know, dude, stamina-wise, I couldn't keep up with you. I'm like, fuck, that fucking sounds horrible.
Yeah. Chris can't even drink a glass of wine these
No,
days.
dude. I'm like, oh, fuck. Put me into bed at 10. You know what I mean? And that's, by the way, that's dope to me. I'm like, that's so dope. I'm going to sit here and just fucking work on beats all night and like, and I'm turned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
I've had to explain that to multiple people. That are like, why doesn't Chris come out? I'm like, he doesn't want to.
But
like, he really wants to go take pictures this Friday night. We're like, Meanwhile, we're like, okay, really? Nobody wants to come out? All right. You sure? We got drinks.
But this life is the best.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm on this side of it. I mean, I know.
No, but and it's interesting because Arash.
I'm probably like somewhere in the middle, though. I'm not.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you follow the show, you know, but you were at one point
at his level. Yeah, a little bit.
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And then you had like a shift as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to watch because
I kind of like.
There's
Oxygen.
no doubt that Tram's going to shift at some point.
I don't. This is how I've always been. So I don't know.
Yeah, but one of two things is going to happen. One is that your energy is either, and this is probably likely to happen if you allow it to. It's going to take you to a different level, where scheduling starts to become like how you make a living,
right? Constantly,
where it's just all the way where you're using the energy you have right now, but now it's just like, damn, I got to work this shit out because I am my business,
right?
Or it's going to crash at some point, and you're going to be like,
and you're going to be
in retrospect,
nigga on the hit list. Rest in peace.
Or you might just be in retrospect like, fuck, maybe I do kind of want to like chill.
VH1 behind the mirror.
No, I do want to chill right now. I do chill, and I do want to chill with one.
Yeah, when you get home at noon.
Yeah, because you're out of gas. Like that's when you chill.
Right.
So, but that's not chilling.
Sometimes I chill just because it's like you can't really do anything between like 11 a.m. and 3 a.m.
Right.
Yeah, shit's closed.
And you're fucking sparked, and you're like, oh shit, we just kick it. Fucking sleep in the car for a minute, I'll fucking go do it again.
Yeah. No, I do wonder though. I imagine though to have that kind of energy it's almost kind of necessary for the kind of work that he does.
Absolutely.
You know, like we had Dub Effects on the show, remember? Like he was doing what Tram was describing, just kind of going country to country, fucking around. And then eventually somebody was like, we'd like to give you money for this. Yeah, for years. He did, but pretty much invented a new style of music out of that.
Yeah.
But that is the question. Is like, do you?
That fool didn't sleep either, though.
This is what we used to ask, like back when I first became single, and you had like became single, and like so this was a question. This was a subject on many shows.
I'm
which
only
was, like,
about the single life.
There was a minute. There was somebody right around the same time that I had somebody.
Oh, I got you.
And we would ask people. We would ask every guest this question, and it was. Mostly this show is about us going through our own shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't have a whole lot to do with you. You're just a stand-in. But we would ask them, like, is it better, like, to be an artist as a single man or being with somebody, being in a relationship?
It's all about waves and frequencies, and it's all of it's good. There's nothing bad. There's nothing. There's if you're going to express what happens with your journey. There's no such thing as a bad part because the bad parts evoke inspiration or whatever, and the good parts do too. And it's all part of a story of whatever. You know what I mean? We all have our own, and it's like our own little snowflake, our own little DNA match of whatever it is. There's no bad thing that happens to any of us. There's just like, oh, and then he grew that year, and then she did this year, and she figured that out, and then now it's always like this. And you know what I mean? It's no bad part.
That's legit.
You do realize, though, like right now you're preaching to the choir. However, like maybe someone who's not that creative or they're not into like finding out more about themselves internally looks at that and goes like, dude, that's selfish. That's you're fucking crazy.
You think
dude, we've analyzed this shit for like 6 years.
I feel like everybody sits to themselves and thinks, you know, like this shit happened to me, and
dude, I'm going to tell you this. I think that creatively, one of the main themes we've seen on this show from different levels of talents is that the creative lifestyle on some levels is selfish. Because at some point you have this thing in you that you have to express. and you're openly admitting right now you're going to do that at all costs, even past your own like your own senses. Like you're like, even if I know this isn't right, I'm still going to do it because I have to do this.
I don't think I paint pictures because I want someone to look at them.
You paint them because you have to.
I think I know people like to look at paintings, so I paint stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't do it because I'm like, here's my expression of it. Look, Chris, look, Arash, look, Rick, this is my expression. I don't do it because of that. I do it because you guys are interested in expressions. So you're like, oh, let me see what... Oh, that's your expression? Okay, that's dope. Oh, that's yours? That's like, you know what I mean? I want to be able to be like, okay, here's mine, you know? And I always want mine to like freak you the fuck out. So you're like, oh shit, look at that. Like, crazy, you know?
But that's what I'm saying.
But it's not selfish though. It's not, I'm not doing it for my own gain. I want you guys to smile. I guess it is selfish because when I see you guys smile, then I smile, and I'm like,
reward system.
But it's not solely on me. Like, if you don't smile, I'm like, oh no, it's not good enough. You know what I mean? I want you guys to be like, oh, tight, Alec. You know what I mean? And your satisfaction can only beget my satisfaction. So without yours, so it's selfish, but it's not without me. You know what I mean?
You're satisfied.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
But I mean,
I'm a pleaser.
We
I'm
could
a
be
pleaser.
satisfied
I'm a pleaser.
together.
I believe that. Which I think most are, right?
Yeah.
Most artists are. Like, deep inside, they are pleasers. Even when they're making shit that people don't like.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what I mean? They're like, fuck, why don't you like it? You should like it.
What's wrong with you?
You should like it because it's for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what most artists are.
I rapped it.
And,
what the fuck?
and that's the thing. I've dated people who are like more critical thinking, business minded people. That's just the way they are. It's not so free.
Those are some of the best ones.
Yeah, and it's very cool. But at a certain point, it does start to become like, I'm dating you and you're dating me and my thing, this thing that I do, like whatever it is today. That's what it is. And at some point, I think in every relationship, one person does, like both people at some point, if everything's going well, kind of feel they have at least a say in where we're going next. And with an artist, you don't. You got to kind of just hold on, like, okay, because this shit could go left tomorrow, and now he doesn't want to DJ anymore. He wants to be a fucking high diver because that's how he's expressing his fucking joy and shit. And we gotta uproot and go.
Yeah.
Some of the most fun relationships I've had have been based on like, damn, I like what you're doing with your craft and with your brand and with your art.
Yeah.
And then they have their brand and their craft and their art, and then we just like intermingle the two.
And then it's done.
And it's just like, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
some of the funnest stuff. It's fun as
You know why those don't work? Because that's two crazy people hanging out. This is why none of our relationships work.
We had a friend of
Were you hoping it was something different?
Well, a friend of mine, Eric Casas, was saying
it's like
you can
crazy
only...
where it's like, wow, you're so crazy. Oh, you're so crazy too. This is fun. And then sometimes it's like, holy shit.
You're crazy.
You're like that one thing I saw on TV. Like, you're crazy. You know what I mean? You ever had one of those where you're just like, wow, you're like...
Arash had one recently.
If one of my friends was sitting here with us right now when we were doing this, they would be like, this motherfucker is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Yeah.
Those are fun, too.
Yeah. They are. In fact, me and Rick were talking about that today. We were like...
Those are fun. Those are fun.
I'm going to ask you, because you touched on a subject about like the kind of... You're like, I paint because I want to see your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've never, like, do you ever create music that is based on just what you want to do?
Yeah, for sure.
It has nothing to do with, like, I don't care what comes out of it, what other people hear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you share that less than you share, like, other people's music?
No, those are the ones I end up showing everybody. Those are the accidentally works, you know?
Yeah. How often do you run into people who do what you do, but you just don't see eye to eye?
You know what? Back in the day, it wasn't very often. And like the longer you stay in the game or the longer you do it, like the more frequently it happens. And then so just recently it's happened almost on an obnoxious level where, you know, 5 years ago it was like a certain type of way, and 10 years ago it was like, all right, and then 15 years ago it was like, damn, nobody gives a shit about what I think, you know?
Yeah, see, it's interesting. And that's why I ask, because I would think that I've always been curious about the business that you're in because of like there's so many factors, you know what I mean? Like there's so many factors, and then there's like one thing can change everything. Like in being a DJ, a working DJ, there's like, you could I don't know, somebody could see you tomorrow and be like, I want you to DJ here. And then all of a sudden that leads to this other thing. And,
Right.
you know,
Happens quite often.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it is hard to plan, like, tomorrow,
Yeah.
you know, because that's not what you do.
But all you know is you're gonna have to be on by noon.
Yeah.
Right?
This
This
is
is
change, though.
This is like a serious, like a sit down, like a psyche session. This is even like a podcast. This is,
You must have heard amateur podcasts. That's what the problem was.
Been friends with the dude for years. All of his friends have been on the show. He doesn't know what the show's like.
No.
it's a very, very particular thing because, you know, when you create music, you tend to get, you know, put into a family or put into a category or put into a genre or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're a DJ, you could just do one, but a true DJ could do anything and make it all sound like the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's something about DJing where if you do it the right way, whoever's listening to you doesn't feel those boundaries or feel like music is something that somebody taught them or something that they discovered or whatever. When the DJ does it the right way, you just kind of sit back and you're like, holy shit, this guy is making me rethink everything I ever knew about these drums or these melodies or these syncopatations or whatever.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point to where, you know, some kids, you know, they'll never know that, or they'll never figure it out. They'll never feel what it's like.
Yeah.
You know? But it is. There's times where you DJ.
Because they're just going through the motions.
Right, or you just do what you do. It's cool. It's whatever. Like, sometimes there's a lot of selectors out there that call themselves DJs where they're like, oh, I'm DJ so-and-so. It's like, all right, well, let me see you DJ. And they go up there and they do what they do. And it's like, that's not really DJing. That's like selecting.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're selecting vibe for this situation, or you're selecting energy drops and stuff like that for this situation.
What can you describe difference?
Yeah, a true DJ will make you won't feel like he's a selector, like he picks the right songs. You won't know if it's a different song. It'll all sound like one song together. Like, all the people that wrote all those songs were in the same room and said, yeah, and then I want to dance with somebody, and then I want to rock with you, and then I want to feel good, I'm a sex machine, and then I want to, you know what I mean? And all those things go together so well that you don't feel like there's different songs. It all sounds like it's one solid. And like, whoa, shit.
Why do you think the DJs who don't know that? Like, what happens?
Maybe they don't think that they could do it, because I know they've been to situations where they've watched DJs that could do it. Maybe they don't feel like they could do it. Maybe they haven't tried. Maybe they just feel like, oh, well, I just want to select.
Yeah.
So there's kids out there that just want to select. When I first started, I was like, I'm a selector. I'll just select the right songs. And then somebody was like, well, here's how you do this baby scratch. Here's how you do this mix trick. Or here's how you do this transformer. Here's how you juggle. Or here's how you do all quick mixing, whatever it is. And then I was like, okay, true. And then, all right, I don't suck. All right, I don't suck at that. All right, I don't suck at that. And I just, all the things I don't suck at, and started doing them in a row. And then people were like, oh, you can make it sound like one thing, you know? I thought
that's a great way to describe it.
You try to feel like instead of it being like, okay, four bar stanzas, okay, you know, little 4-bar chorus and then 16 of a verse and then 4-bar chorus and then 16 of a verse. You think about how Beethoven did it, there would be like way more than 4-bar stanzas and 16-bar chorus. There would be like whole things.
Right.
It would take you to another level, and you go all the way from, you know, basic ass rhythms or whatever, and all of a sudden you're at fucking I'm all the way up, and then I cumbia all the way up on you, and I take you back to the rhythm again, and it's like, oh shit, now we're back at the original drums that we started at. I remember that. Now I feel like I'm not listening to like different songs. I feel like it's all one thing for me to feel good about timing. And all music is mathematics and art, you know, and mathematics is a universal language and art is a human expression. So when you get that to click on people, they forget about their bills, and they forget about that whatever they were thinking about, whether it was good or bad. They get hypnotized, and they're like, oh shit, this is the universal language with the expression of my species right here. And that's what life is to me. I really think, like, you don't have to have all these things that people tell you need to have. You could just figure out how to speak universally and then do it on your own as yourself, and that's what it is.
Yeah. So do you find because obviously you're not just like you're a many category in music, like connoisseur. Like you have different types of categories that you like, but hip hop is definitely one of them. And it's weird because like your opinion, right? Overall opinion on music is something that's argued like a lot in hip hop. Right?
Sure.
Like I've had this conversation where like, say it's like me, Rick, and you, right?
Mhm.
And Rick's like, yo, this shit is whack. And you're like, well, I dig it because, you know, I know where it goes in this thing that you just described.
Right.
And we both give you a pass because, well, oh, he's a DJ though. You know how many times I've heard, oh, but he's a DJ though. You know what I mean? Like, do you? I know you've had to have heard that before.
Absolutely.
Where MCs will be like, "Oh, well, this is what's real, and this is
Right.
what's real," and you're like, "I like both those things," and
Right.
oh, well, you're a DJ.
The thing that's funny about rappers
But
is
is
like,
that dismissive or empowering?
No, I think it's like he gets a pass no matter what because he has to rock the party.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but
so you have to. You see the.
So like, I
Yeah.
could just like bring up
This is
Spice
what's
Girls,
funny.
and if he's like, it's cool,
No,
like it's
it's
cool.
like, see, this
not
is
for you.
Like,
Spice
it's
Girls is
okay
not
for
cool
him
for
to
me.
like it.
Okay.
Like if you're a rapper.
your body is the original instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, your hands, your feet, your vocal box.
My body is a wonderland.
Your you're the original instrument, right?
Uh-huh.
You're the original thing to create the math and the timing, the syncopation, whatever, the notes,
Yeah.
the frequencies, the vibrations. You're the original thing.
Yeah.
Before all the other stuff that we created to make it, you are the first one. The universe made you to be the one to hone in. That's why people sit down and chant and meditate and do all those things to tie themselves into what we all are.
Yeah.
That energy, right? So then we created instruments to help us do it, right? And then to make that frequency louder, to make that vibration stronger,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Right.
So this is the funny thing about rappers is you rapping, you're just another instrument.
Right.
We don't make music for you to rap on top of.
Right.
You rap with the music because you are an instrument. When I hear two rappers go back and forth, it's like listening to two trumpet players go back and forth
Yeah.
or two drummers go back and forth. It's the same exact thing. The only thing that's different is rappers don't play any instruments,
Yeah.
so they don't know that. All the other people that play instruments do the same shit. Violinists do it, celloists do it, conductors do it, everybody does it. Rappers are just like, la 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 la, la rap, talk forever.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we all get it. We all know that everybody's different. You're just another instrument in the music.
Yeah.
Don't think that you're not. We don't make the music for you to rap on top of. You rap because of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's
don't ever forget that you're just an instrument. You're just a trumpet, you're a snare, you're a cymbal, you're a guitar, you're a bass, you're a key, you're just that. And then being a DJ, you get to play with all those things at once, and I can control it with my fingertips. DJing and records and turntables is the only medium where you can touch music.
Yeah.
You can touch sound. Chris could rap on a record, give me the record, and I can touch Chris's voice with my. Chris can only touch his voice when it leaves his vocal box.
Yeah.
I can touch it afterwards.
That makes me feel really uncomfortable, by the way.
Yeah.
You
Right?
Stop doing that.
But please,
That's
please clean your hands though. But yeah.
It's a little sanitizer first.
No, bro. No, real shit. That was one of the best explanations because that conversation happens on the show all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd probably say, I mean, everybody knows this by now. Like, I kind of lean more towards what you're saying,
Right.
because to me, it's just an instrument,
Right.
and so, but we've always had those conversations on this show, and I don't know if I've ever heard it broken down like that. That's pretty much what
he's
we've been getting at.
right.
Yeah.
What he's describing, like just even from a spiritual angle, like that's the way that I've always been describing it for like years and years and years, and like it's a trip to me. And here's the thing, I don't think I've ever heard.
I knew me and you were in the same boat. We're in the same club.
Right. I was surprised by that because I don't think I usually this conversation for me comes up because I'm looking at like techno and like house music because it is very much like a heartbeat. It is very tribal.
Absolutely.
And that's the experience that I've had over and over. So like it's interesting to me to hear it from a hip hop angle. Like I don't think I was not expecting that.
It's just, I'm telling you, it's the same thing,
you're
man.
right.
And you know what? I love house music and you know, like the authentic stuff and the chill stuff and the tropical stuff. I'm just a fucking freak for music, dude. I love pop music. I love hip hop music. I love punk. I love rock and roll, country. I love everything, dude. Straight up.
Yeah.
I'm on. If it's even pop music, I'm fucking about it.
Yeah.
I think that shit is dope. Except for that fucking new Ariana Grande song, Side to Side. That's like the worst new style of reggae music I've ever heard. It's like,
Oh, is that what that is?
doesn't you don't vibe on it like that?
I haven't heard
I
it.
mean, yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are
Sounds like
referring
a
to.
really good reggae song that she just like
Just
kinda
fucked it all up.
But I think that it's a song that she wrote though.
Yeah.
Let me ask something. Did you have some experiences that led you to sort of like this?
That's
kind of,
Eddie's
level?
bratty kid yelling in the
Yeah.
background.
Is that what it is? Oh, Eddie's
guys?
here.
Eddie, why don't you let his hand go? Boom. Fixed it.
What
I
was-
always got to do this for him.
Yeah.
It's like my kid, too.
What was there like an experience or something that you had that kind of like brought you to this place? Were there earlier spiritual experiences that brought you to this thought process? Like where did this come from? At what point did this information download into you?
I first started before I started DJing in the United States heavy. I was DJing down in TJ a lot lately before I was 21, and I was experimenting with a lot of mushrooms back then. you know?
Yeah.
So I would say like there was 9 months where it was like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So the third eye was like wide open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I started to like, and then DJ down at TJ, I would DJ in front of so many people down there. If you remember Mystery and Safaris and those places,
absolutely.
like, you were like a couple hundred kids, you know what I mean? And I was a kid and I was on mushrooms.
Yeah.
So there was like spiritual moments or tribal moments where I was like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I understand that it's more than just the sample. There's all kinds of things that play into it, you know, and part of it is like understanding why people need to go out and listen to music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can't just be in the car with no music on. You kind of have to, even if you don't like the song, you're going to have to have something on in the car, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that type of stuff.
So was it through mushrooms first? You feel?
Yeah, for sure.
And everybody needs to do mushrooms.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
San Diego State.
Likewise.
That's a trip. There's definitely like something about psilocybin. It connects
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
to
And like the
oneness.
first time I was tripped out because the first time I tried DMT,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, don't blow me away. They would just get like a little one, you know. And they're like, all right, here we go. And I tried my rip or whatever, and it was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I was like, that was like a 45-second mushroom peak. You know what I mean? Like I used to do that shit like all the time. Like,
Well, it's the same. It's a lot of the same stuff in there.
yeah.
I think like there's dimethyltryptamine. I don't remember. I don't remember the chemical compounds, but it's the same active ingredients.
I remember there being times on mushrooms. This one time on mushrooms, I was like watching that movie Chorus. Have you ever heard that movie?
Nah.
Okay, there's this movie called Chorus where they like
Karas?
Chorus, Karas.
Okay.
It's like they combine like CGI, 3-dimensional stuff like Toy Story stuff, but it's like and an anime cartoon. It's like combined in the same movie.
Yeah.
So there's like there's these CGI things flying around, and there's like this 2-dimensional anime stuff happening. I'm tripping out like on an 8th, and then go outside, stare at the fucking stars for a second, come back inside. I'm like, I start tripping balls so hard, I forget everything.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
I start looking around and stuff like nothing is registering. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gone. And then I just like let myself go into it. And it was one of the experiences where it's like, it doesn't matter. Like anything can be everything, but you hear what it is and you hear these sounds and you hear these, or you see these people around you or whatever it is, their light, their energy, all that stuff, the vibe. And you start to be like, okay, it's different than just all of this. Like I remember looking at a Pepsi ball and going, what is Pepsi? What is Pepsi? Fuck Pepsi. You know what I mean? Because it's that type of thing where it opens up your pineal to where you're like, yo, all the things that matter are like what I can hear and what I can feel and like what I'm sensing and like the people that are around me and the stuff that I connect with, the energy or whatever. And it was one of those moments where I was completely gone. For like seriously 10 minutes, I was like, people were trying to talk to me like, Alec, you all right? I was like, I couldn't even say anything. I was just like, just looking at stuff. And then I came back and I was like, oh man. But everything registered too. Like I remember the whole thing. Like I can go back and have that memory inside of my brain where I'm like, okay, you're DJing or you're performing for these people or you're trying to enlighten them on a thing where they're like, oh, this guy's a good DJ right here. This guy knows how to like put rhythms together and put melodies together or put wordplay together to where it trips me out on a level to where I don't have to worry about if he's whack or not. This is a real DJ right here. It's like those type of things is where it's like it's beyond it. I don't have to play a song that's about music to get you to like it. I just have to get these songs to sound this way on this vibration or frequency to get you to be like, this is a Thai song, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nodding my head to this one.
Yeah. That's really dope, man.
It could be a song that if they just listen to on their own, like in the car, they wouldn't notice or care about. But the way that you've presented it into their consciousness, into that moment, downloads and becomes a whole different
And they'll go
experience.
watch it on YouTube the other day and be like, oh, that was kind of cool, that moment when he played that song last night.
Yeah.
That stuff is powerful stuff. I have my moments with different bands and artists and DJs where I will never forget the moment where I was like, oh my God, he got it. He got it right then in that moment, and all the things that were happening and all around us at this party, he got that moment, you know, and I'll never forget that moment. And that's what you try to like give people, because that's the kind of stuff you see on your deathbed where you're like, oh, that one time too. That was good.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's really dope, dude. I remember the I think I've told the story on the show a couple times, but after the first time I did DMT, I had one of those experiences as well where I was like in my room. And I just didn't know what anything was anymore. Like, I was like, whoa. Remember I told you I was like...
Yeah, when you smoke weed.
Yeah. Dude, I literally just took a good rip of some good fucking, shit. And it took me to that point where I was like, whoa, like, it just rekindled everything. The chemicals, the energy was perfect. And I was just gone. And I was like... and I had the same experience that Arash had the first time you did DMT, where but I had that thought of like... Fuck, so this is how I died. Like, fuck, this is how I died?
That was like, my thought.
Yeah. I was like,
so this is it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well.
They're going to be like, fucking Chris fucking smoked himself to death. Yep. And then nothing, that obviously didn't start happening. Yeah, and as soon as you accept it, it was like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like, everything was like, I get it. And that changed for me. Those things changed. It didn't just, I try to explain this to people all the time, dude. That didn't change me. Like, on a very basic level, to me, it changed the way I feel hip hop. But to me, it's so basic, because that's so basic. Like, that is so basic. Like, when people talk about that, because I'm just like, okay, I mean, I get it, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally like this little speck of fucking sand. You know what I mean? Like,
a moment in time.
Right.
Have you ever had a moment where you almost died?
Yeah.
And you were there for the whole thing in slow motion, like, snap.
Yeah.
Dude, one time I was surfing. I was like a kid, though. And I went out. It was like way too big of a day for me to go out, right? There's like two other people out, a Hawaiian and like this old school like surfer dude from Imperial Beach that always surfed. And he could handle it.
He had gills.
Right? So I get out there. He's probably like, in his early 40s. And the Hawaiian dude is well into his prime.
Yeah,
right? So he's just like the perfect physique surfer. And then there's like my little scrawny ass. And they're like, all right, well, you ready for this shit? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, So he catches one, the old dude catches one, they're paddling back out to the lineup, and like one starts coming in, and it's the money. And the Hawaiian dude's like, this was your bro, go for it. I was like, oh shit. When you hear that pigeon talk, you can't not go. Like, you're either gonna
You're like, this is a moment right here.
Right? It's yours, bro, go for it. I was like, oh shit, here we go. So I started paddling. I'm way too small. The wave picks me all the way up. I go to the top of the wave. I'm looking down. So it's like, 8 feet, 9 feet.
Yeah.
From me to the water.
That's terrifying thinking about it.
I'm like a kid. I'm like, oh man. So I just kind of like, I didn't even say a prayer. I was just like, oh shit, I didn't make the drop. And I decided to go over the falls. And then I fucking smacked the water. And as I smacked the water, she buries me too. So I'm like, bam, crah. Hit the fucking bottom of the ocean floor. All my air gets let out. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, damn, all that. I had like 8 seconds of fall time before I hit the water. And I had all this air. And then she pushed me, slammed me on the bottom, and all the air blew out of my body. So I'm like, damn, I don't have anything now. And I'm just like, rolling around in the water. And I start rolling around, and I start trying to grab like the bottom. I'm like, where am I?
You don't know which way that is.
And then like my hand hits the bottom. I'm like, this is not good, because I have no air and my hand just hit the bottom. So then I start doing that thing where you run out of breath and you go,
yeah.
You know that feeling?
Yeah, like,
you're like
right before you're about to die?
Yeah, your body is like, I don't have any air, and I'm starting to panic. So my body starts doing that. And that's happened to me before, so I was kind of cool about it. I was like,
with a giant bong rip.
It's happening. I'm like, oh shit. But then it starts to happen so much, I'm like, oh
Plus
my
you're
God.
underwater.
Yeah, and I'm underwater. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I need to find where the surface is at. So I'm doing that, and then it starts to get so bad. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to open my eyes. So I open my eyes. I look around, and it's just like green. I can't see anything. I can't see like what's dark or what's light. It's just like one solid color of green, everything. I'm just like with my eyes open. I'm like, all right, we're about to inhale some water right now and like try to like not die and try to find the surface with water inside of me. And then whoever finds me will just like pump the water out of my lungs or whatever. So I'm doing the thing, and like as that's happening,
You're taking water into your lungs.
no, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm about to do it. I'm gonna open my mouth and just go and like try to, you know what I mean? Like maybe my body reflex will like let me go to the like try to find the surface or whatever, and someone could just like pump the water out of my lungs when I get up there. So I'm like, all right, here we go. This is it. We're going to breathe in some ocean water right now because your dumbass can't surf. I can surf. That day was too big. I was too small. My board was too small. I had some balls, and I just went over the falls. That's the wrap.
Yeah.
So right at that moment, like my toe caught the ground. I was like, oh shit, there it is. And I just like, with my eyes open, I grabbed the fucking ocean floor with my foot to my other foot and just like pushed off. Went straight to the surface, came out, looked up, a wave. Pushed me back then. Boom. I didn't even have time. Like, as I came out of the water, I was like, oh my God, oxygen. And as I did that, it was like right there.
Bam.
Boom. Straight back down. But that time I got to keep all my hair.
Yeah.
So now I was like, okay, I got my bearings or whatever, and I came back out, got to the surface. Couldn't even feel my surfboard. The whole time I was under there doing that, I didn't even feel like there was a
the leash
surfboard.
was still on?
Oh, yeah. But I couldn't feel it at all. No tension or anything to where the surface was.
Wow.
And then I come out of the water, and I'm like, holy shit, I almost died right now. I look at the fucking beach, and the lifeguard is right there, just sitting outside the truck with his little thing.
Wow.
And he sees me, and I see him, and I put my hand up, and he's like, you motherfucker. I got back in the truck.
Wow.
I seriously thought I was going to die that day.
Yeah.
So now, like, whenever crazy shit happens, or whenever I'm tripping out on drugs, or, like, whatever's going on, I'm always like, this ain't that crazy.
Yeah.
We start doing,
Yeah.
That's when I
crazy.
Dude, let me trip you out. So
That made me sweat a little bit.
everything he's describing,
Yeah.
literally like beat by beat, I experienced exactly that.
Yeah.
You've been there before.
The first and only, and I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
The first and only time that I tried boogie boarding in Ocean Beach.
I think there's a
like,
theme here, guys.
it was rough that day. And I remember the ocean, basically, the way I describe it is like the ocean like grabbed you by the ankles and go,
Yeah.
smack you around. Yeah, and I remember I gave up.
Yeah.
And eventually I blacked out for a little bit, and then the ocean just tossed me out.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was laying there like coughing, and I was like falling apart, and I'm like turning to my uncle, like telling him like I almost just died right now. Like, okay, come on, let's get back out there.
You're all right, you're good.
Fuck. So I wonder now that you described the story, if like that's connected to my fucking
that's what I'm saying. Those little moments. You were so scared in that moment that all the things that have transpired since then, they don't scare you as much as that moment scared you. Because in that moment, you're probably like, this is how I'm gonna die.
You were at the door.
Yeah. How old were you?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Junior high school. Junior high school. Maybe like 8th grade.
That was the same time as me.
Yeah, about 8th grade.
Whoa, that's a fucking trip. Yeah, it must have been around the same time.
Almost dead.
This explains a lot of the trajectory. There's a lot of things that we're like aligned about. I'm like, wow, that's a trip.
We need to take some mushrooms together, bro.
Yeah, I got some inside right now.
I was just gonna say, he's probably just got some right. What else do you need? DMT? Something.
We got to take a trip for sure.
It's like QCI. Yeah, it's not as visual.
Tramadols. Have you fucked around with those?
No.
And I was like, gonna call myself Trammy.
Yeah.
And then Tramadol came out.
And then Tramadol. So Tramadol bit you.
And then they're like, oh yeah, the nickname for Tramadols are Trammies.
What's Tramadol? I don't actually know what that is.
It's like a low key downer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a muscle relaxant.
It's a muscle relaxer.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to try GHB.
Ooh, that's an old school one.
Yeah.
Wow. You want to go to Studio 54 as well?
I was yes. Yeah, somebody explained to me recently.
The bodies hit the floor, you know what I'm saying?
Because whenever I've seen people like on GHG, I'm like, oh, this is not attractive at all.
But you're like, but if I do it,
Yeah, no, but somebody explained to me recently that it's like they're doing a lot of it and they're mixing it with alcohol. And
Yeah.
that's the dumb shit.
When you
Like,
mix it with
it's supposed to, like, a
alcohol,
tiny
that's when you
amount.
get looped out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing that with mushrooms. Like a lot of times, like when I tell people that I like to do mushrooms once a week when I got it, they're like, "Whoa!" I'm like, no, you don't have to like chug an entire bottle of vodka if somebody hands it to you.
yeah. Well,
have a
Tram
drink.
does.
Apparently, because you
Have
tell
you,
them at noon the next
have you
day.
ever tried to chew gum on mushrooms? How come that's impossible? What's up with that?
I don't know.
Whenever you
Never
try
thought
to
about
chew,
it.
you ever try to chew gum on
No,
mushrooms?
I've never
the
thought about
gum
that. I don't think
just
I've ever thought
sticks
about
to the different parts of your mouth, and it's like a fucking spider web, and like it won't just be a piece of gum that you
Great.
chew.
Now
Like,
we have to fucking try
Like,
that.
I want to go eat mushrooms and chew
Now
gum.
I need to know if that is true.
Yeah.
If, by the way, if you're listening and that happened to you, let us know that. Tweet us.
You know, meat tastes extra weird to me on mushrooms. Like,
On
I don't wanna
mushrooms?
eat meat. Yeah.
meat?
Like dairy and meat. I'm like, I don't know.
No, I've had ice cream on mushrooms.
Ice cream's
That's
the
fucking
shit.
delicious.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
can't eat anything on mushrooms. You guys are crazy.
I love eating on
towards the end of a
mushrooms.
trip.
Yeah.
Okay, towards the end is easy.
I'll get like mushroom munchies like after like the 5 hours or whatever.
Right.
Like
I can't
stop
eat like
at
a
Taco
big
Shell.
meal on mushrooms because
No.
then like I feel like I'll start having thoughts that I'm like suffocating myself with
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
I'll be like,
yeah.
oh, I
5
can't.
hours though? On a whole eighth is 5 for you?
I'm not doing like a whole eighth. It'll be
Okay.
like I'll probably do like a third of it on like a
Right.
Friday night. Whatever.
Right. That's the whole reason I'm scared of like LSD and acid because everyone's like, well, the trip is like so long.
It's like 10 hours. Yeah.
I'm like, I can't. I got shit. I got it. 10
Well,
hours.
I mean, you come home at noon the next day. It's not that
Yeah,
rough.
but all
for
the
you.
thing I'm doing up until there's a lot of things.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
but that's how I never tried it, and that's the reason is because I'm scared because it's people tell me it's such a long trip.
it is.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Arash has done it.
You got to
a
really
bunch
like
of times.
dedicate a whole.
I would do it every weekend if I had the time.
if you had the time.
Yeah, no, we still have like shit to do. We got
Yeah.
photo shoots.
you know.
Yeah.
I got bills to pay.
I'm supposed to go to the hike.
Yeah. But yeah, it is that 10-hour thing though. At this last Burning Man, I remember like right when it kicked in, it was like 3 or 4 hits, and then like Carl Cox. So Carl Cox, he built a stage. We camped with
Nice.
him, and like he was doing a sound test like right at sunset.
Who's a DJ, by the way, for
Yes.
people who might not know.
For
Yeah.
people who might not know, it'd be like the Jay-Z of techno.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's doing like a sound check, like he's not even supposed to be up there, and so like the 5 or 6 people that see who he is, and he just starts
Oh shit.
hard, and like that's when like 4 hits of acid kick in, the sky is melting into the sunset.
Oh my
the desert
god.
looks like this, and it was just absolutely a mind-blowing experience.
That's awesome.
And that little 1 minute feels like an epic 5 hours right there.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
That's the cool thing about psychedelics. It
Wow.
just makes everything way more epic.
Yeah.
Is it like more psychedelic-y than shrooms, or is it like
So
the
there's
kind of like
people argue
psilocybin thing, or
that's like a common argument, like the mushrooms versus LSD argument.
okay,
I think they're different enough where they serve their own purposes. I
Yeah.
think mushrooms feel more spiritual.
yeah.
LSD feels more intellectual.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, definitely a lot of thought exploration.
I want to try it, but I just want to try like half of it. I
It's
don't.
not, so here's the thing. It's not going to make you trip less. So 4 hits is going to give you a harder trip. It's still going to be 10 hours no matter what.
Ah.
There is no...
Okay, there's
you
no
can't-
time.
There's,
yeah,
a,
no time.
there's a for
spectrum.
sure expiration
Yeah.
at 10 hours.
Once your brain decides to drop into a certain level of consciousness that's not the alert state of consciousness, you're there for the next 10 hours, whether
Okay.
you like it or not. So even with mushrooms, like I think like Terrence McKenna is the big psychedelics proponent, like he would argue that just even doing mushrooms means that you are experiencing the world on a psychedelic state. Like if you eat psilocybin 4 times a year, your entire year is actually a psychedelic year.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just the intensity of it is lowered.
Yeah.
So, you've got like a 4-hour thing with mushrooms and it's gone, but like it's not really
It's not all the
gone.
way gone. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still on that mode. It's just a lot. You've gotten used to it. Like it's downloaded. At this
Yeah.
point. And like you see that too. Like you see it with people that have engaged in psychedelics versus people that haven't, and just the way that you experience
That's
the
what I'm
world.
saying, dude. There's some people out there. I'm like.
It
Trying to
changes
mess,
you forever.
I'm trying to mess around with some of these girls, and I'm like, dang, you haven't even thought about
Right.
exercising that third eye. You haven't even considered
Right.
thinking about
Right.
opening that third eye up a little bit.
That is, I don't
And
envy.
they're like, you're so cute. Let's hang out."
I don't envy your social circle. I do not.
No,
Me
no.
and Rick were talking about that today. I'm like, I do, because you go out to places that Tram is killing it at or somewhere, and you'll see a lot of beautiful girls. But finding anyone that is like that is on that level,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's pretty rare.
Sometimes I'll try to be like, why don't we give it a try and see what it is? And they're like, oh, I don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
Let's do more shots.
oops, sorry for hitting you with a rock. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for being on the show, bro.
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, tell people how to get in touch with you if they want to reach out to you, or even if they need to book you, or what do they got to do?
Definitely go search BattleBot on Facebook. BATTLEBOT. BattleBot here in San Diego. We try to do it once a month. Look that one up, and then if you want to come check me out at Motown on Monday at Bar Pink in North Park, at Tramlife on Instagram, TRAMLIFE. You know, or Lecha Lech on Instagram is real good too.
Oh, really? You got the different names like Dove?
The Lecha Lech,
Give Dove a lot of shit.
The
for not
Tramlife
picking
is like
one?
the business account, and then like the Lecha Lech account is like,
That's,
you know, that's
that guy.
that's that good stuff.
That's that good Leche.
There it is, guys. Dude, check out everything that Tram's doing, man. Definitely, guys, thank you so much for supporting the show. Keep downloading it. Keep telling your friends. It's awesome time. And, hey,
Did you say it's awesome time?
it's awesome time. And you know what?
What time is it? Awesome time.
Shit yesterday may not have gone your way. It's all good, baby. That's all I got to say. It's all good.
Yeah,
You're going to be fine.
you will.
Everybody's fine. We're here for you.
Yeah, listen to the
Tell
show.
them something nice, Arash.
Obama is still in office, y'all. Just calm down.
For like a week.
We're still good. Everyone's trying to take it away from me like Trump is the president right now. My president is still Obama right now. Don't try to take that away from me. I got
You think
2 more months.
Obama's gonna do a
Let me
bunch of
enjoy it.
I wonder what sort of like last minute presidential pardons he's going to
Arash, I want you to do our listeners a favor.
Ah.
I want you to tell them something nice about themselves
Okay.
before you sign off.
Okay.
All right?
Well, this morning you woke up and you took in another breath of oxygen that Mother Earth provided for you. And for that reason, you will continue to be a part. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
No, okay, yeah. I mean, what are we, your fucking mom? Go fuck yourself.
I was there.
Fuck.
I was there. I got blue brains
You know
now.
what? You ain't now flush the toilet.
Brought to you by PlatformCollection.com.